Hello everybody, what's going on? And welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. We're back again and I apologise for the delay between the last episode and this one. But hopefully the games today will make up for that because we start today with Newcastle at home, followed by Spurs at home, Manchester United in what could be a title decider away at Old Trafford. And then finally, the semi-finals of the FA Cup against Leeds United with hope that we will get ourselves through to the final where I think Spurs will be the team we'll play. It's Spurs and Everton in the other semi-final, so we'll see how that one pans out. But until then, it's time to head ourselves off into the first game of today, which is going to be against Newcastle, and this is the table. 7 games for us. United with a game in hand, should they win, that will go top by a single point, so it's ever so close, and Newcastle at the moment sat in 9th place. So this is a game that we will really have to put a shift in. So let's see if we can do that. My team is very strong. I've gone with the strongest 11. We've got a nice gap in between games, which means I can play the strongest team possible. So there it is. Of course, I'll take a quick look at the Newcastle team, and should I need to make any changes, I will do. Although, I believe there has been a patch recently. So let's see if it's paid off. And here are the teams then for this first game of the day. On the left-hand side is ours. Butland starts in goal. Rico at left-back instead of Lloyd Kelly. I'm going to give Rico the shout for this game. Ake and Metham at the back, with Stacey at right back. Fraser, Phillips, Cook, Brooks, King, and of course, Wilson. Maddison, a little bit unfortunate to miss out on a starting 11 place here. But Newcastle's team, I had to make a couple of changes. I brought in a new midfield 3. Almiron wasn't starting, Milner and DJWood weren't either. And I also brought in St. Maximin up front as well. But ultimately, it wasn't a bad team. So maybe the patch has in fact worked. And maybe teams do line up with better teams against you. But I still made a few changes just to make sure that it was the strongest team. Of course, Almiron is set to a left winger on the game and they don't play left wing. So I put him at centre midfield. Same for St. Maximin. He's set as a winger. So we've just put him up front as well. So let's see what's going to happen in our first game of today as we head into a jam-packed episode. First up, Newcastle at the Vitality Stadium. And we are off and running for the first game of the day as we feed David Brooks here on this right-hand side. Look at the run of Fraser again as he makes it. And there's the pass towards him. Lovely control by Ryan Fraser as well. Inside towards Callum Wilson. Joshua King makes the move. There's the ball through from Wilson. King back towards Callum Wilson. And Jamal Lascelles makes a good challenge in the box. Nice move though by us there to craft the chance. Just maybe overplayed it. Potentially should have just hit the shot with Joshua King. And now here goes Yedlin on the right-hand side for Newcastle. Up from fullback. Delivery in towards the box. He's punched away by Jack Butland and picked up by Metham. End-to-end stuff immediately in this first game. King in towards Wilson. Again, Fraser going to go with the run. Here is Ryan Fraser in behind for number 1. And we could not keep the shot down. Almiron will find Milner. Milner up towards the feet of DJWood. DJWood has the pass on to Almiron and he hasn't used it. And Jack Butland will make the save. It was straight at him. There was a great run as well off the ball by Almiron. It was not, though, found by DJWood. And now there's a chance for a breakaway here as Wilson feeds the ball to Joshua King, who's in behind for Bournemouth. And Joshua King scores the opening goal of today. A typical counter-attacking move by Bournemouth. And again, we are clinical. Wilson's ball, King on the chase. I think that's his 18th of the season now. Maybe Dubravka should have done better with the effort, but when he's in these positions, our number 7, usually it ends up in the back of the net, as it has done so many times this year. 17, I apologise, I got it wrong by 1. But Joshua King has been unbelievable for us this first season. Second half underway for us now, then has sent Maximin with some step overs, trying to find a way through Milner towards DJWood. DJWood allowed to turn, but Lewis Cook says, nope, that's my ball. As David Brooks now clears away. King through for Wilson. Wilson's in behind, and all of a sudden, Bournemouth again with another counter-attacking move. We've hit the post. Oh, that was the moment to go to in front. Dubravka was rooted. Oh, man. Man. That should have been 2-0. We did really well. I don't know why I said David Brooks to clear it, because it wasn't a clearance, it was a pass. I was too focused on going forward. Unfortunately, it hasn't ended up in the back of the net. Still, as King comes away with the ball, King thumps it home. Bournemouth 2, Newcastle 0. It's the number 7 again, I should say, not Sever. And Joshua King showing some great determination there to still profit with the ball after trying to find the feet of Wilson. Look at this here. He just fights for it, comes away with it, and smashes it in the back of the net. Get in. 2-0 Bournemouth. I think that's safe to say that this should be our 3 points in the bag. Clinical finishing again by Joshua King. A standing ovation for Joshua King as his day comes to an end here. James Maddison coming on in his place. By no means a bad change, that is it. That's quality. To be able to bring off Maddison and bring on Maddison and bring off somebody like Joshua King. It's really good to see. And a standing ovation as well for our number 7, who's been brilliant here today. Maddison already thrown into the thick of things. Lays it off towards Jefferson Lerma. And 2 substitutions combine as Lerma makes it 3. I was praising the work of King today, but Maddison's first touch is to lay it off to Lerma for his first touch to be a finish into the bottom corner. You love to see it when 2 substitutions come on and have an instant impact. Oh, sorry, it wasn't even a first touch of Maddison. I thought it was a first touch just straight around the corner, but he did take a touch to set himself first. But Lerma, great finish. 3-0 Bournemouth, game, set and match right here. And we are into injury time now as well. The last minute of players. Calvin Phillips' ball will find Ryan Fraser. This will be the last attack of the match. Fraser just lifts it in towards the area. Brooks is there with a fantastic header. And it's cannoned back off the crossbar. That could have been number 4 for us. And that is it. Bournemouth 3, Newcastle 0. We had opportunities to make it worse for Newcastle, but it is only 3-0. I'm saying only. It's still a very good performance. And of course, it keeps the pressure now on Manchester United, who now have to win as well. Great work from Joshua King, and also as well, Lerma coming off the bench to score a goal. But there were some great performances out there as well from a lot of the players that we had. Sound defensively, you can't really ask for much more. Manchester United have just beaten Brighton by 4-1, so they match us with a win as well. But in our interview, remarkable performance by King today. What are your thoughts? An impressive performance from King. I've praised him a lot this season. He does deserve it. It's been an incredible year no matter what happens in terms of the Premier League title, especially for a lot of these Bournemouth players. We were expecting more of a competitive match out there today, were you? I'll say, give them full credit, no challenge. It was not much of a challenge for us at all. You might need to raise your expectation of us. We were unstoppable, and it was clear right from the off. And finally, what changed after the last match? Because I believe they're referring to that defeat that we had to Newcastle. Was it a defeat? But, yeah, it must have been, because it says you can't defeat AFC Bournemouth twice. We were more prepared or we were more determined. You can't beat AFC Bournemouth twice. I don't think we weren't prepared or determined in that first game, but anyway, good win to start the day off. Our next game is a home fixture against Spurs, who currently sit 6th place. Manchester United still have yet to play their game in hand. So when we do take them on, they could well still have a game in hand as well. So that's going to be quite interesting depending on how that game goes. Harry Kane is way out in front, by the way, in the Golden Boot race. I thought he was on 19. He's on 23 for the season. So if King wants to catch him, he's going to have to work pretty hard to do that. As United are in the Europa League, by the way, in the semi-finals, which is why they are they still have a game in hand. But Spurs is the team we're playing now. Again, I'm not sure if I'll have to make many changes to their team. Let's take a quick look at it to see if the patch has helped. So-so. But then again, you've got Lo Celso up front. Maybe the patch hasn't affected games that have already been started and will only do it from new games. I'm not sure because I need to play around with this Spurs 11. So I'll be back in a second. There is a big name player who will miss this game for Tottenham, and that is going to be Harry Kane, who is out injured. Soler also with an injury, so top scorer Harry Kane is unfit to start the game. He will not even feature off of the bench. But this is what we're going to go with for Spurs. Lloris in goal. Dano, maybe even Rose at the back. Yeah, let's go with Danny Rose. Alderweireld, Varane and Klosterman as a back four. Lucas Moura, Ndombele, Lo Celso and Ryan Sessegnon, with Eriksen playing just in behind Dele Alli. So Ali's sort of acting like a false nine, if you will. A lot of quality, Dele Alli, and I'm sure he'll need to showcase it if Harry Kane is missing today. Troy Parrott's on the bench, Harry Winks, Wanyama, Otamendi as well, Dano, Vertonghen and Gazaniga. With, for us, Butland starts in goal. Rico keeps that left-back spot. It's pretty much an unchanged 11 from the team that just started, so I'm not going to run you through all the players, but let's get into this one at home again and look for the same outcome. Spurs will pose a different threat to Newcastle, But without top scorer Harry Kane, that gives me a lot of confidence. Lovely play by Lewis Cook to get Jack Stacey down the right. Brooks in towards the feet of Wilson. Wilson through to Stacey. Lovely move. Jack Stacey lifts it towards King. And I tell you what, Lloris knew absolutely nothing about that. I'm not even sure what it was from Jack Stacey, the little flick up that he did through towards King. But King's volley hit straight at Hugo Lloris. And King will feel that that's a big chance wasted for a goal here. Last minute of the half here as Dele Alli looking through. Gets the ball off as well. Jack Butland seemed to slow down when he started to come out of his goal. But he made the save anyway. And Spurs with a late chance in a half that they have been dominated in. We have played some great football here. But at the break it is 0-0. And if anybody's looking more likely to find the way through, it certainly is us. But Spurs showcasing with the last kick of their first half that they have got the quality to cause us problems. So let's see what the second half brings. Here's Eriksen finding Lo Celso. Lo Celso shot blocked. Ake trying to clear his lines, unable to do it, and Jack Butland makes the save. Spurs have started off the second half a lot better than they were in the first. Ake there just seemed to not clear it. I was trying to smash it away and it just didn't seem to be working. Eriksen's corner now then. Don't concede here, boys. We've been brilliant in that first half. We don't deserve it as Ryan Fraser, look at the pace he's showing here, up against Lucas Moura, who is not slow himself. And Ryan Fraser says, see you later, mate. But he's running out of speed, so he's forced to play it back towards Brooks. Brooks into the feet of Lewis Cook. Lewis Cook's effort saved by Hugo Lloris. In an instant, we go from a Spurs corner to a Bournemouth chance. And do you know what? Let's make a change or two. Right, I'm going to move King out to the right-hand side, and we're going to bring Maddison on just in behind Callum Wilson. Bring off David Brooks. And while we're at it as well, let's get Lerma on for Phillips. Those two came on in the last game and scored with pretty much their first touches. Will they do it in this one? Here is Eriksen, given away by Ake. We can't get back to it just yet. The ball in towards the box. Rico has to win it, and we've just about done that. As Ryan Fraser now will feed Lewis Cook. We're running out of time to try and find a winner. But it has to come now. Lerma looks over the top for the run of Callum Wilson, who might just get there, and he does. Wilson's in behind, and what a save by Hugo Lloris. Oh, man. Callum Wilson goal gaping, and Lloris has saved it. We've got 7 minutes to play here at the Vitality Stadium. This second half has been a game. Spurs have made it into a very, very tricky game indeed. And with Manchester United to come, the headline fixture coming up right after this one, you sense that we possibly need something more than a draw from this game, especially with United with a game in hand as well. Dele Alli now looking for a way through. Finds Eriksen. Just don't lose it in the last few minutes. Just don't lose the game. That's the big thing. Yes, we might deserve to maybe get the 3 points, but we don't want to throw it away at least a point here in the last few minutes. Eriksen through towards Ali. Sends it to Sessegnon. Sessegnon now looking for the crossing towards the box. Jack Butland makes it look easy. And now we're looking for a way through. He throws it towards Cook. 2 minutes additional time here. Fraser on the ball. Up towards the feet of Wilson. Now Maddison. Wilson continues. Maddison, though, is tackled by Varane. And that is it from the Vitality Stadium. Bournemouth 0, Tottenham 0. Manchester United up next for us. So, as it stands right now, Man United with a game in hand. They are matching us for points. We are ahead currently on goal difference. We have 35 to their 30. They win that game in hand, they'll move 3 points clear. So we kind of have to win this game against them in order to keep the gap where it is. This is incredibly close. Going into the fixture as well, I'm not sure who will be the more sort of tense, nervy of the two teams. Whether or not it'll be us or them, because we're in a position which I don't think many people expected us to be, but now we are here, we're so close, whereas Man United always are expected to be near the top. So I don't really know who will be the favourites for this one, but like I said, we have got a pre-match press conference to do, so let's head into that right now. Man, this is a huge, huge game. So, your team is in an excellent position. Will you secure a Champions League place in your next match? We are going for the win. We might only need 1 point out of the game, but we're going to think of all 3 points. I know my players think of the same. Do you think that Man United will be the more competitive than usual, given the current top teams of the league status for both teams? It will be difficult. My lads will be competitive too. Oh, we're prepared. We're prepared. Let's try and get in their heads before we kick off. And then finally, on paper, it looks like Man United and Bournemouth are similar in terms of ability. How will you approach this match? Well, I wouldn't have said that. But we're going to have to make changes. We're focusing on playing well, or we must not underestimate Manchester United. Focus on playing well. Let's focus on ourselves. If we are good enough ourselves, I feel like we win the game, irrelevant of what Man United do. But we have to take any chances that come our way, and we didn't do that against Spurs. It may well come down to this game here. Manchester United taking on Bournemouth to potentially decide the Premier League title. All of our hard work could be undone here if we don't get the result we are looking for. For Man United, though, I'm looking through their team selection right now. Of course, they're still in the Europa League semi-finals, so quite a few of their players are not quite fit for this game. You can see the likes of Tony Martial, Kingsley Coman, AWB. There's a lot of players here who aren't quite fit enough. Harry Maguire out injured as well. So I wasn't really sure what to go with for Man United. So I feel like this is the team that we're going to be playing. The main reason is just purely down to fitness. You know, I would have loved to have put Martial on there, but I feel like if I do, he's just going to be knackered after like 20 minutes. And I don't want us to win the game because Man United are clearly not fit enough to play and are knackered. So I'd much prefer it if they came off the bench and that kind of thing. But it's still a very, very strong team, Manchester United team. So there's only one or two players actually that I maybe would consider putting back on the bench, but one of them being Matic. But McTominay, I feel like, will do a good job. Fred could arguably start, but here it is anyway. De Gea in goal. Davis at left back. Rojo and Eric Bailly at the back with Ashley Young at right back. How he is still playing for Man United, I don't know. Traore, Lucas Leiva, Paul Pogba and Dan James with Jesse Lingard and Mario Götze up front. But this could be it. This could be where all our hard work is undone, because if Manchester United win this and their game in hand, they will go 6 points clear in the title race. So we cannot afford to let that happen. It's from Old Trafford. It's time for the game. Let's get into it. Here is Lewis Cook for Bournemouth. I feel like a draw is a good result for Manchester United because they still then have to win their game in hand and will be 3 points clear. Here is Lloyd Kelly looking for the run of Ryan Fraser, who just about keeps it in, actually. I thought that was going to go straight out of play. It wasn't the best pass in the world by any means from Lloyd Kelly. And now Mario Götze for Manchester United on the breakaway, back towards Traore. And like I said, United in the better of the positions at the moment because they can afford a draw because they still have another shot at taking the first place spot. Calvin Phillips, great defensive work. That's what he's in the team tonight to do. Break up Man United's attacks. And now there's a chance of a breakaway here. Madison feeding Josh King down the right-hand side. King in towards the Man United penalty area. Pulling it back across. De Gea. Oh, it's a massive, massive mistake by David De Gea. And James Maddison strikes at Old Trafford after only 20 minutes. Gutting. Josh King with some excellent work down the right-hand side. De Gea, you've got to do better. Either push it out of play or hold on to it. Maddison reacts quickest in the Manchester United penalty area. And Bournemouth take the lead in what could be the title decider. Remember, even if Man United lose tonight, they still have another shot to match the points. Here is Pogba in the centre of the park for Manchester United, looking through towards Lingard. Lingard gets the shot away, and we were ahead for 5 minutes. Jesse Lingard. Oh, 5 minutes we were ahead for. Instantly cancelled out. Paul Pogba's ball in towards him. Ake's just backed off for too long. He gave him too much time and space. Did the Bournemouth captain. And there's the finish from Jesse Lingard. Past Jack Butland. Man United won. Bournemouth won. You can see my reaction. I'm not happy at all. We were literally ahead by 5 minutes. I couldn't even enjoy being ahead. Oh, we were ahead for 5 minutes before Jesse Lingard struck back to make it 1-1 after David De Gea laid it on a plate for James Maddison to smash home. There's positives to take from the game. We're able to create the chances, but 1-1 would keep it 68 points apiece with Man United still with the game in hand. Changes beginning to come through for both teams. We've brought on David Brooks for Lewis Cook. And Kingsley Coman's come on the left-hand side for Manchester United as Phillips. Ooh, that was close. Nearly lost possession. But at the moment, we've actually been penned back in this second half. Not being able to break down Manchester United here. So they're defending really well here. David Brooks up towards Wilson. Wilson trying again to feed Maddison. And you're seeing it there. Eric Bailly just steps in. And I actually can't break down Man United here. They're defending really well. And here is Lingard. Metham, though, goes over and mops up the play. Wilson again. Can we run at them? That's the question. That's what we tried to do by putting King out wide. Lovely play towards Calvin Phillips. Phillips' effort blocked in the end by Eric Bailly. Last few minutes of the game now here then. And we have to find something. Jack Stacey trying to carry forward. 5 minutes left on the clock. David Brooks in towards the feet of Callum Wilson. Wilson turning. Has got Fraser on the left-hand side. Ryan Fraser's had a quiet night so far as he skips inside of Ashley Young. Ryan Fraser! What a moment from Ryan Fraser! 2 minutes to go. Manchester United 1, Bournemouth 2. What was I saying? He's having a quiet night. No longer. See you later, Ashley Young. 2-1 Bournemouth. It might be against the run of play in this second half. But I do not care. Get in. Oh, man, that puts the pressure right on Manchester United now then, because they have to win their game in hand. The job isn't done here yet, though. There's still 2 minutes of play to play. And, of course, there's still anything that can happen. But Ryan Fraser, with his 10th goal of the Premier League season, has just fired in what could be us still in this title race. Don't throw it away now, though. 2 minutes added time. Kingsley Coman trying to go down the left-hand side. He's forced back towards Davis. Focus as Mario Götze has it. Referee, if you want to blow your whistle, blow it, blow it. Where's the... Ref! Whistle, please! 90 minutes. Ake blocks the first shot. Lingard! Oh, man! Jack Butland saves it. Ref! Look at the time! Blow your whistle, please! Surely that's it. Ref! Ref! Thank you! Man United 1, Bournemouth 2. We move on to 71 points, which means Man United have to win their game in hand to match us again for points. And even then, unless they win it by a 6-goal swing, we'll be top on goal difference. Get in! We had to defend for large parts of that second half. Can you secure a Champions League place this year after all? I mean, I thought we just did there. I'm not even bothered about the Champions League, mate. We're in a title race. I will not be drawn into mind games, but that second half, we were getting penned back by Manchester United. I thought that they would do it. I thought they'd find a goal. In the end, a moment of quality by Ryan Fraser, who was having one of the quietest games he's had in a Bournemouth shirt. Popped up with the goal, and we won it by 2-1. How satisfied are you with Lewis Cook? Must keep momentum. And the final question, a very tight match until the end. Your team managed to score the winner in the last minutes. Look was on your side. Look! Did you not see Ryan Fraser's turn on Ashley Young and then the finish into the bottom corner? Look had nothing to do with it. Get me out of this interview. And here is the team. Ramsdale in goal, Rico, Ake, Metham and Smith. With Danjuma, Lerma, Cook, Brooks, Almada just in behind Tammy Abraham for Leeds. Casilla starts in goal, Douglas, White, Shaughnessy with Ayling. Goralski in CDM, Harrison, Forshaw, Shackleton and Costa as a midfield 4 with Mandiquez up front. I've never heard of Mandiquez, but he's 81 rated and could cause us a few issues. Let's hope that he doesn't today. I'm a big fan of Shackleton, though, in that midfield area. Of course, we purchased Calvin Phillips from Leeds United. I'm a big fan of Shackleton. I actually was going to bring him in as well, but I decided against it in the end. Let's jump into this game and knock them out of the semi-finals of the FA Cup and head on to the final ourselves. We are off for this semi-final, and I actually forgot that it was played at Wembley. So, yeah, trip to Wembley for us as Lewis Cook, formerly of Leeds, of course, feeds David Brooks on the right-hand side. I'm expecting a performance from us today. We should get a lot of the ball here, but Jefferson Lerma's ball through towards Cook is going to be cut out. Now, that's the guy that I'm worried about, Mandiquez. Is that his name? Because I actually don't know who he is. So, it's not like I have any knowledge about how he plays or whatever. I know he's pretty good in the air, though, because he has the power header trait. So, we just have to stop the crosses from coming in. And Almada's already in here, but he's going to be offside. He finishes it off very well, actually, as well. does the young man. But unfortunately, he just strayed into an offside position as the ball was fed towards him. But an early warning sign for Leeds United as the ball was in the back of their net. I will say we have not made a great start to this game as Harrison's in behind and Methven will have to block it out for a Leeds United corner. We had the ball in the net early on from Almada. Of course, it was offside. But since then, it's been all Leeds. They've controlled most of the play here as Ramsdale is forced to try and put that one out. Abraham battling away for possession and comes away with it. Up towards Lewis Cook, now inside towards Danjuma. But yeah, Lee's doing a much better job of protecting the ball. But Danjuma's ball now towards Almada is going to find him. Almada's in behind, looking for the cut back across to Danjuma. And I genuinely don't know how that has worked. But we have found the breakthrough against the run of play here. Leeds will feel very hard done by that they're now behind. Kiko Casilla, for me, should have come and collected this ball. It wasn't the best cutback by Almada by any means. And Danjuma has smashed it home, but Leeds have been the better team thus far in the game. Here is Harrison for Leeds. It's just come from a free kick as he feeds the pass towards Forshaw. Forshaw back. They've lost possession and Brooks can clear it up the line towards Almada, who turns brilliantly. Look at that from Thiago Almada. See you later. And the pace he's got as well as he drives forward. Almada, this is brilliant. Up until the finish, which has hit the crossbar and Abraham can't finish it off. Oh, what a run by Almada, though. That kid is going to be special in the future for us. He is going to be one of the best players in this Bournemouth team for years to come. Final 5 minutes of the game right here, and Leeds United at the moment have done everything they can, but they are not able to find an equaliser just yet. Almada towards Wilson. Wilson! What a save by Kiko Casilla. That's unreal. Look at this from Kiko Casilla. Wilson just trying to bend it into the corner. Casilla says nope. Left-handed save comes in. 3 minutes to play. We've not been very good here. If we get through to the final, we will have to be massively better. We have to improve massively, I should say. But yeah, short corner towards Harry Wilson. I'm just looking to see the clock out here and waste a bit of time if I can, just to prevent us really throwing this one away. And it looks like, my friends, we are going to an FA Cup final where we will play one of Spurs or Everton in that final itself. And as you can see, the time wasting is working wonders here as Harry Wilson will now feed Philippe Billing. Billing looking to keep hold of it and does just that. 2 minutes left here in the game. And I'm not interested in even trying to throw this one away. Back down the line towards Wilson, who can now actually drive inside. The space is opened up. Wilson's there. Wilson to Wilson, and unfortunately, it's not finished. Kiko Casilla with another good save, but that is it. We're through to the FA Cup final. We will play one of Spurs or Everton. Who will it be? We're going to find out right now. And that, my friends, is where we end off today's episode. The Premier League, 4 games to play. We are joint top with Manchester United. They won their game in hand. We are separated by goal difference, +4 for us. We've scored the same, but we've conceded 4 less in that. So don't go anywhere next episode. 4 games left, and we have a shot at a Premier League title. It is going to be nervy. It is going to be tense. It is going to be all of the above. Manchester City is our first game of the next episode. Man United after that actually don't play. I'm not sure when they actually play. They play on the 10th, so they'll have a game in hand again over us. We play Southampton. They've still to play West Ham United. They have also got to play against Crystal Palace, Everton. And on the final day, they will face off against Leicester. We have Everton, Leicester, Manchester City, of course, and also Southampton to come. It's going to be close. It really is going to be close. But for the Premier League, it will come down to next episode. And that will be its own individual one. We also have an FA Cup final to look forward to, in which we will take on, drumroll, Spurs. They beat Everton in the semi-finals by a 1-0. They matched our result that we managed against Leeds, and it will be Spurs against us in the FA Cup final, which will be not next episode, but the episode after that in its own individual one, of course. That's how we do the finals on my channel. We play them as its own individual game. So, we have a chance at the Premier League. We have a chance at the FA Cup. If we don't get any cup after this season, it's going to be a huge disappointment, but hopefully that won't be the case. For now, though, I will leave you with that. If you've enjoyed today's episode, a like would be greatly appreciated. As always, a massive thank you for watching, and also a massive thank you for all of the support on my channel too. If you are new around here and like what you see, hit that subscribe button down below to follow me. And until next time, have a great day, have a great evening, and I'll catch you all again soon. Adios!